This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Errol the True Spence going what? Bulldoze Shawn Constipated Porter part what? 60, dog. We ain't playing. We in run it back. Keep the foot on the neck mode. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. This is part 60, so we going in, dog. Shawn Constipated Porter. Kenny Porter, why you sitting here lying? Now you got Derrick James hot and bothered like grits on your ass. You sitting here saying, oh, I train Errol the True Spence here. I train Errol the True Spence there. I train Errol the True Spence here. Look here, motherfucker. He was on the Olympics team with your ass. Wasn't Barry Hunter there? Wasn't there a whole bunch of other litany of trainers there? You didn't train Errol the True Spence to be the way that he was. The motherfucker was already built the way that he was. You can't teach that, dog. That's something you born with. Let me say it again. You can't teach with Errol the True Spence. That's something he was born with. That's why I said Kenny Porter sounds like a fucking hypocrite. Because how you going to sit here and say that Errol the True Spence has habits that other fighters have that you can't teach? You dodo head. You waffler. You know what I'm saying? You just like your son. You don't know what wave of emotion of an ocean you want to land on. Let me say it again. You don't know what wave of the ocean of the emotion you want to land on. How you going to sit here and say that these are habits that you can't teach in the fucking gym, and then you're going to turn around and say, I taught him? Does that even sound right? Look at your son. And look at the way he was trained by you. You really think your teaching as a boxing trainer can translate to what Errol the True Spence brings to the table? No, that's all Derrick James, man. That's why Derrick James had to blow the horn on your ass, man. Let me say it again. That's why Derrick James had to blow the horn on your ass, because Errol the True Spence learned the Mexican come forward style initially. Prior to Derrick James, gotta do your homework, do your research. Kenny Porter had nothing to do with that bullshit. And then Derrick James came in there and gave him the black slickster style. This is why Errol the True Spence is a unique fighter, because he's bringing the best of both worlds in the boxing community. The two nationalities that run fucking boxing, right? Blacks being number one and Mexicans being number two. Let me say it again. Blacks being number one and Mexicans being number two. I told you, the black slickster style is the number one style universally in boxing. Go look at the greatest boxers of all time. What color are they? Black. And then the second best fighting style is the Mexican come forward style. Errol the True Spence does both. This is why I tell you he has a flawless stance. This man has the Mexican come forward style in the front foot stance, and he has the black slickster style on the back foot stance. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me rewind that and let it marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. Errol the True Spence has a flawless style, man. It's unlimited pressure of the Mexican come forward style, right? In the front foot. And then on the back foot, he has the black slickster style. He showed the black slickster style in the Mikey Garcia fight. And every other fight after that, he showed you the Mexican come forward style. This man has a flawless stance because he has the best of both worlds. This makes him what we call an anomaly. This makes him what we call an enigma. That means you can't figure the motherfucker out. All you got to do is experience this motherfucker for the first time in the ring, get your ass bulldozed, and then you could talk about it after the fact. It's going to be a PTSD for any fighter in the ring with Errol the True Spence. What I said was so deep and profound, dog. The real G's, the super real G's, and the ultimate real G's out here in these boxing streets got what I said. It's going to be PTSD when you fight Errol the True Spence, because you can only experience him in the ring. You can't prepare for a motherfucker like that. It's called the tactical aggression, the technical punching placement, and the body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. It's a punishment style for a reason, because it's there to bulldoze you. It's there to maul you, and it's there to punish you. Look at fucking Manny Pacquiao. The duck move that he's doing. Now he's fighting Errol the True Spence leftovers. Really? Beat my face in, aka human pinata? Manny Pacquiao, listen, man. You don't get off the fucking hook. If your ass is right there thinking that you still good enough to fight, then you need to fight every motherfucker. And that's the thing. This is what I'm talking about. The double standards of these classic dolts and these troglodytes, these dodo heads, these brain full of mush, and these brainwashed followers. They don't want to hold their fighters accountable, but they want to keep coming after Errol the True Spence. But like they say, man, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right. Let me say it again. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right. Obviously, Errol the True Spence, obviously He Knows the Sport are both doing something right, both in the boxing ring and on YouTube, because we got bedbug haters, man. We got the worst kind of fucking haters. Because I'm giving cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth on YouTube, and the motherfucker is the truth in the damn ring. And I done told y'all about the truth, man. That motherfucker hurts, but guess what? It will set your ass free. So Manny Pacquiao, you don't get off the hook for fighting a beat my face in, aka Humane Pinata dude. A dude that Errol the True Spence done basically reduced to such a has-been state that Eric Morales in a charity fight beat the shit out of his ass. After he told this motherfucker, you ain't a real Mexican. Come on, man. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. And we apply limited pressure on that ass, dog. Because pressure does what? It busts pipes. Shawn Constipated Porter, I feel sorry for him because his dad is going to get him bulldoze extra. This slide to the mouth shit that you done said, now Errol the True Spence has even more fuel to the fire. Because you're going to disrespect Derrick James and all the work that he did. You're going to get slide to the mouth and say that I'm the one that taught Errol the True Spence. You? With your son and his constipated style and his ineffective aggression style? How does that measure up to tactical aggression? How does that measure up to fighting tactically and strategically? Look, Kenny Porter, man, you get the biggest higgity fucking hush of the damn day. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.